Big up everybody who joined it. Maybe not the way that I want to stream. I don't know if you can hear me at the moment. I'm just trying to do this from my car, so let's hope it's working. So the stream that I actually wanted to talk about was the is the title race over. I know that there is a lot of back and forth going on that with the fact that Liverpool has now lost three on the bounce in the Premier League and also have drop points as well in Europe, so that would make it four. Champions League coming up. If we lose that one, that would be five on the bounce. I can't recall a time that Liverpool lost five on the bounce. However, here we are. If we lose that, that's what we could be looking into, like a five on the bounce situation. But I've seen a lot of comment about slot out. So the slot out movement is gathering a lot of pace, way more pace than I think it should. To be fair, I mean, the manager has changed a bunch of stuff. Does need to change a few formation, does need to figure things out. I've said that before, and I've said that countless of times on my streams that the manager do need to fix up. The manager do need to figure out how to get all the players playing in their right position and get the unformed players on the field. Now, while he's doing that, while we made a lot of changes in the summer, bringing a lot of players in, including two new forwards and stuff like that, I do accept that his style is going to be coming in at some point. And depending on the players, I thought it would have been like a lot more quicker integrated, I would say. I thought it would have been quicker integrated, but however, it's taken a while for all of that to integrate. Now, with all that said and done, I see a lot of people now saying slot out. Like after 8 games into the new season, yes, we lost a game in the Champions League. Yes, it's not ideal. Yes, we have lost three on the bounce in the Premier League again to a crappy Manchester United side. But again, as I look at it the way it is, yes, although it's a crappy Manchester United team, it's although it's a crappy Manchester United team, I've seen in the past where crappy Liverpool teams go to Manchester United and get result, right? And as Danaka said, I think Slot should start Chiesa instead of Salah. Yes, that's one of my biggest thing is that the players that he's starting are not players that are on form, are players that I think feel like they don't have to perform to get in the team. And that's where my problem with it is that I don't feel like a lot of the players feel like they have to perform to get in the team. I feel like they just know that if they are fit, they're the number one on the starting sheet, which is not shouldn't be the case. Again, Salah is playing in a different role this season as well, so it's not the main focus as he was last season. Last season, Salah was the main focus, and everything goes through Salah. This season, that's not the case. This season, Salah again is now going to be one of the many outlets that we have going forward. The thing is, we're not able to get the other outlets in the game, like the likes of Isak, the likes of Verts, and all those other players. We're not able to get them in the game at this moment, which is, again, that's on the manager. And even though I am saying that he needs to do better, he needs to fix up, he needs to get all these players in, I am also saying that the slot out movement that's happening right now, it's a little bit over the top. The man delivered a league last season, and yes, this season, so far, we have not looked great, right? I say that. We're not looking great this season. But at the same time, we're only 4 points off Arsenal with 8 games in the season. So we still have another 30 games left in the season for people to be calling that the manager should be sacked. Like, for me, personally, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why just after 8 games you're calling for a manager to be sacked. Because, okay, we lost three on the bounce. Yes, we haven't been playing great. And yes, I've been saying Things need to be fixed, but it does take time for things to be fixed. It's not FIFA or any of those simulation games where you just snap your finger and things got fixed right away. And again, as that I can put it here, Chiesa, when he does get his little minutes on the field, he does show that he can perform. However, I don't know why the manager doesn't trust him more. Again, that's on the manager. I don't know if it's because Chiesa is a bit injury prone that he's kind of trying to just slowly get him into the team rather than putting all that burden on him so early. I am not sure. However, for some reason, the team doesn't look like what it did last season, and I can say right now it could be a change of style, a change of formation, a change of how we play. Now, with that said, we need to get a lot of these. You need to figure out a way of how to get a lot of these players in. Back to my show on yesterday, I said the likes of Curtis Jones need to start. He's on form. The likes of Chiesa as well need to start. He's on form. Salah need to see bench. It's very obvious. McAllister need to see bench because these are players that are not up to standard this season. And there's no problem putting these players on the bench and tell them to work for their place back. And that's it. Ekitike need to start as well. I know Isak is a world record signing, but just give him some time. He didn't get any preseason. Yes, the only way to get him up to speed again is playing him, but he can come on and get the ending minutes after you start Ekitike, because Ekitike has been the player that's on form. And that's just where I am with this. It's playing the players that are on form. But at the same time, we can't just go over the top now and saying slot out, because why? He's had a bad start to the season. And again, a bad start comparing to our standard is not a bad start compared to most team standard. Like we lost more games right now than what we did over a lot of previous seasons. Yes, we have a better squad than what we had before. So all of those take into consideration is really good. But at the same time, we still need time for all of that to be integrated and to be gelled into the team. We can't just go straight off the bat and expecting that we're just gonna rip teams to shreds and do whatever we think is possible, because it's not, again, as I said, it's not FIFA. For the people online who went out and make outlandish claims about the season, right? And then the whole banter, the whole trying to be right all the time, and then when you make your prediction and your prediction doesn't come through, which again, it's crazy because I don't know how any predictions can come through 8 games in the season. 8 games in the season, you can't win the league. 8 games in the season, you can't win the Champions League. And 8 games in the season, you're into the next round of the League Cup. So yes, even though you guys maybe want to crash out and go at the manager for the manager to fix up, yes, he does need to fix up. But at the same time, it needs time. We can't be slot out after finishing what? Like winning one Premier League and then kick it and then getting rid of him the next season when we made such a massive change in the squad. So we're shifting the way we play. So we're not playing the gegenpressing way anymore, and we're now playing a more control based. The players will need to adapt. My thing is that the build-up play needs to be a lot quicker. And again, all of this will take time. As I said before, if we as fans can all see this, the manager should be able to see this. And that's it. That's just what I believe, is that if we're able to see this, the manager should be able to see this. And with 8 games in, we can all just calm down for a second, right? It's no, we're in this stage now where everything from here going on has to be instant. It's instant. If you don't win if you win one season and you don't win the next season, you should be out. Like we still could turn it around from now to the end of the season and also win multiple trophies. We still could do that. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that Liverpool could still go on to win multiple trophies by now to the end of the season. It's still a possibility. So with that still being a possibility, then why are we going over the top? Why are we just going all crazy about the manager needs to be sacked, the manager needs to be sacked, the manager needs to be sacked? It's as soon as a few, and I will say it, as soon as there's a few fans that started out with unrealistic expectations and believing those unrealistic expectations to be truth, the instant that doesn't get delivered on, their first go-to is that we should sack the manager, right? As in, this is the way Liverpool has operated over the years, that we just go in and we just sack managers, sack managers, sack managers, sack managers. We have a team that we just spent a lot of money on, that we buy the players to fit a certain style of play, which the board believed that the manager can that the manager can get the best out of. And again, we just have to trust at some point, trust and if he can turn it around, and I'll say this, if he can turn it around, then we cannot put our hands up at the end of the season and said he couldn't turn it around. None of these players are for even 6 seasons or more. Lost connection. Sorry, just went through a little bad spot, lost connection because I'm on mobile. They're here for a while, so we can't just go all crazy and just sack the manager right off the bat. I mean, Arteta is still at Arsenal, and I'm not comparing ourselves to Arsenal because I do believe that he took them as far as he could, and they should have moved on from him. However, this manager won a league with no players in, and he delivered the league. So if he's able to deliver the league with no players in, and no, he brought some players in that needs to get to his style, and he's adjusting his style to fit some of the players that was brought in on the Jurgen Klopp, and fit the new players that got into the league, then we should just give it some time and just criticize what we see. I'm not saying we're not supposed to. We criticize what we see, but also believe that if we can see it, and none of the people who are going off the hinges are managers, does have a coaching badge. If we can see it, the manager and his coaching staff can see it, and they might be working on it. I don't think the manager wants to lose 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, 8 games on the bounce. I don't think he wants that. No manager wants that. So at the same time, if that's the case, just give it some time. Again, I'm not saying you can't criticize what you see, because if you don't like what you see, you talk about it, right? You discuss about it. But yelling the manager out after what? A few bad results? For me, that's just crazy. And that's where I'm at with this whole thing. Is we need to calm down on this whole slot out movement, which is so early in the season. Again, as I said, I don't say we can't have a opinion on the man. He needs, but we can also look at it for what it is. Sorry, let me just turn off. I just got to work and I just got. Yeah, sorry about that. Just connection cutting in and out. But we can all call it for what it is. Is that the manager he's having a bad start to the season and he needs to fix up. Let's give him some time to fix up. All right. Let's see what some of these comment. Like I said, um, Endo is on good form. Yes, he is. And the reason he's not starting, I'm not sure. Maybe the manager just wants to play his players in and then go from there. Um, as long as long as Arsenal doesn't win the league, I as long as Arsenal doesn't win the league, I'll probably cry. Okay. I'll never watch football again if Arsenal win the league. Hey, there's more than one team in the league. And never, yeah, which one? Arsenal would be 30 points clear and still lose. We'll see. I don't think they'll get to that far. And Kyle says teams are quick to move on from managers. Look at Forest. Forest case is a little bit, it's a little bit different. Forest case is from last season, and then there is a fallout between Nuno and the board, and that's what caused that. But anyway, guys, I have to bounce. I am at work. Should have done this earlier this morning. However, again, just dealing with a few technical stuff at home, so I just had to do this on the road while going to work. So that's why it's a shorter stream, the last couple of streams, than today. All right, peace. Catch you on the other one. If anything changes or whatever happened, I might just go live throughout the course of the day today. All right, peace. All right, guys.